Do I need a car in Santorini? This is one of the questions I get the most, and I can see why. Public buses here are doing a pretty good job and they're very affordable. So is it really worth paying 50 euros a day to rent a car? Hey guys, welcome to Santorini Explained. My name is Sebastian, I'm a tour guide here in Santorini, and today we're figuring out if you need to rent a car. Now, before we start talking about cars and buses, you might be wondering, what about walking? Can I just walk to Santorini? And it's a valid question because the island is pretty small, but no, don't do it. As long as you're inside the different villages, you will have sidewalks everywhere, very easy to walk around. But as soon as you exit one village and you want to walk to another village, no more sidewalks. So you end up walking on the very busy car roads surrounded by cars. Plus, the island goes up and down all the time and there are hardly any trees along the road to protect you from the sun. So walking Santorini is a bit too intense. Oh, and one last thing about walking. Don't expect Santorini to have blue domes and white houses everywhere on the island, including between point A and point B. The second you leave a village, the only thing you're going to see is this: farmland. The only thing you should be walking in Santorini is the famous 10-kilometer trail from Fira to Ia. It's a gorgeous 3-hour-long hike along the rim of the crater of Santorini, and I made an entire video about it, which you can find right there. Alright, now that we've put walking out of the way, let's focus on the vehicles. I say vehicles, just so far I've only mentioned cars, but you can also rent ATVs, buggies, or mopeds. Cars and ATVs will usually cost you around 50 euros a day, mopeds 30. Those are the prices for high season. If you come before June or after September, you'll pay around 10 euros less per day. A bus ride, on the other hand, will cost you only 2 euros one way. You see the difference? So, how do you decide if it's worth paying all that extra money? Well, there are 3 questions you need to ask yourself. 1, how long will you be in Santorini? 2, where will you be staying? And 3, what do you want to do on the island? Let's start with the first one. How long? How long do you stay on the island? Well, if the answer is 3 days or less, then I would go for a car 100%. You don't want to lose valuable time waiting for a bus or having to walk for 20 minutes to the first bus stop. But if you're coming for 4 days or more, then renting a vehicle becomes less essential. By the way, if you're wondering how many days I advise people to stay in Santorini usually, you can find the answer right here. The second question was, where do you stay on the island? And why does it matter? Well, because all the bus lines of Santorini are centralized towards Fira, the capital. So if you're staying in Fira, you're gonna be the king when it comes to buses, and it's definitely worth considering using them. So what if you're not staying in Fira? Well, buses are still an option, but you will have to change buses every time in Fira, which is gonna make you lose time. Plus, you're gonna have to buy a second ticket because one ticket is for one bus. The last question you wanna ask yourself is, what do you want to do on the island? Because all the mainstream activities don't require a car. The 2 most famous villages, Ia and Fira, are both very easy to reach by bus. The iconic volcanic black sand beaches of Perissa and Kamari have their own bus stop. Boat excursions, kayak tours, or scuba diving all pick you up from your hotel and drop you off afterwards. So if you plan to stick to the basics, and there's nothing wrong with that, basics in Santorini are awesome, there's no real need for a car. However, if you intend to visit some off-the-beaten-path places, it's not guaranteed that buses can take you there. Here are some places which do not have any bus stops in the area. The Lighthouse of Akrotiri, the ancient Thera archaeological site, the monastery of Prophetis Elias, most wineries, Kolubos Beach, or Kerkezi Beach. Alright, so I think that by now you start having an idea whether your plans require a car or not. If you do, please do this channel a favor and hit the like button. And obviously, you don't need to rent the car for the entire duration of your stay. If you want to save some money, you can schedule all the off-the-beaten-path destinations in 1 or 2 days and rent the car just for that duration. That's what I would do. Oh, and if you wonder why I haven't mentioned taxis a single time, well, that's because they're ridiculously overpriced. One ride can easily cost you 40 euros, which is nearly the price to rent a car one entire day. Alright, if you believe you will rent a car, then definitely subscribe to this channel because I'm working on a video that explains everything you need to know when you're driving in Santorini. For instance, do you know if your driver's license will be accepted here? Well, this is one of the answers I will give in this video. If I've already made it by now, I will link it here. Otherwise, just subscribe and you'll see it soon. And if you're curious on which tours I run here in Santorini, you can check out my Instagram page. Alright, I'm gonna leave you with those 2 videos. This one is about public buses, so if you believe at this point you will use them, definitely check it out. And this one, well, I don't know which one it is, because I'm letting YouTube decide which one you're most likely to enjoy. Alright, that's it for today. I hope you liked it, and see you in the next one. Bye.